I love my wife so much.
Love my husband too.
Not the same kind of energy I see there. I'm Robert Sawyer.
And I'm Mrs. Sawyer.
And together we are the only black kids in the class. Coming to you live in 4K.
4K?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That means our clarity is really good.
Okay.
If you want to be real honest, I record in 4K. I often only upload in 1080. I don't know if anyone cares, though.
Yeah, that sounds like the stuff that you take care of. I have no idea what that is.
I mean, you are an editor, as you've said many times.
Yeah, I just say if I like it or I don't like it. But I don't know anything about the specs.
You just say if you like it or don't like it.
That's it.
When do you do that?
Well, you ask me.
So never.
Mm-hmm. You do. You like say, oh, you want this one? Pick out of these 4. Pick out of this 2.
When's the last time I did that?
Like a month ago.
So by a month ago, you mean like 3 to 7 months ago?
No, a month ago.
Okay. What's the latest in your world, darling?
Not much.
Okay, nothing at all going on in your life.
I was contemplating whether or not I go to the gym tomorrow. That's what's top of my head.
Why
right
would
now.
you?
Why would I what?
What are your pros?
I like the activity. I like doing it, but I'm pretty sore, and I'm a little tired. So I think I'm gonna listen to my body and just not. I've been very consistent, and I think it's okay to not go.
I encourage you to rest. Rest is part of growth.
Yeah.
You can even do some active rest.
Okay.
What does that look like for you?
Mm-hmm. Reading a book, maybe.
Sure.
Okay.
There are some other things too.
Like what?
You could do some recovery.
Oh, I could do some recovery. Well, we'll see.
Stretching even.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for your full super duper workout. What do you mention now? What are you deadlifting now? Like 400, 500?
1, if I ever see the thing get that high, I'm just not going to do that. 2, I don't do deadlifting, things like that.
I think you'd be phenomenal at deadlifting.
I don't even know what that is. I probably have done it because I talked to you about it. It sounds familiar, like a name that I've said, but I don't do that on the regular.
You'd probably be phenomenal.
Okay. Thank you for your encouragement. That's not my style, though.
Anything you've seen floating around in the world of online and media and just life?
Well, you're probably not going to be that intrigued, but I saw this like thing for like a strawberry chia pudding that I want to try.
Why wouldn't that intrigue me, dear? Just because I don't even know what that is? Just because I don't know what language you're speaking right now?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. So I might do that tomorrow during my rest. That's active resting for me.
You know what? Something that I've noticed.
What?
We have not done a live Ask the Black Kids, live only black kids in the class episode in a minute. And we said we were going to start doing it more often.
Okay.
People are waiting for you to announce it.
Announce what?
When are we doing another live one?
Oh, you decide that. You just tell me the time and I show up.
That's not. Why do you do that?
Yeah,
That's
you
not
told
true
me.
at all.
You told me the date like 2 weeks
That's
in
not
advance,
true
and I
at
was like,
all.
okay, I'll make sure I'm there. And then that day, I was actually later than I thought it was going to be, and we still did it.
Why do you do this?
That's what it was.
Why don't you tell the real process? Tell the truth.
What's the truth?
You usually tell me get in contact with your people. I got to send an email. I got to wait 5 to 7 business days to get an email back.
That's not true. That's not true. Just tell me the date, and I'll see if I can comply. And if not, I'll counter.
I want to be consistent with it and do it the same like the last Thursday or something like that. But you know what? I don't know what day this episode's coming out.
Exactly. So I was like, I don't know why you announced it on this.
Whatever day you see this, it's the next Thursday that happens. So hopefully you tune in, the day we drop, which is on Wednesdays. So if you see this on the day we drop it, we're going live tomorrow, 8:30 p.m.
I don't know if people get those things and write it down. Don't they look at it? Because we're going to go live. Do we go live? Oh, you're going to go live on YouTube.
I'm going to go live on everything.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I thought you put it in the story thing.
The story thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What I will do in the story thing is anonymous confessions. We haven't done that before.
Okay.
So they don't have to be toxic confessions. I'm sorry. Forgive me. They don't have to be toxic confessions. They can just be regular confessions. Although I'm guessing some will be toxic.
Probably toxic.
But it is actually anonymous. This whole app. It's called Not Gonna Lie. So, no, for real, it's a real thing.
Okay.
So we'll do it. We'll do that the day before. So if you follow us on IG, little around 24 hours before we're gonna go live, we'll put that up and see what the people give us.
Okay.
It's bound to be a doozy. What else is going on?
Not much else. Not that I can think of. I'm sure there's a bunch of things, but then when we get here and the lights are in my face, I don't know. We think.
Yeah. Glam Squad got you all over the place, right?
Yeah.
I feel you. No, I feel you.
haven't gotten the Glam Squad yet.
Well, let's keep going at it. It's gonna happen anytime now.
What's going on with you?
What's going on with me? Yeah. I am someone that very much believes in tracking things, setting my goals and all that, motivations and progress. But I'm not someone that likes to wait till the last minute. So again, I don't know when this is going to drop, but we're about to enter the beginning of the fourth quarter of 2024. So for me, that's when I begin my New Year's resolution.
Oh, okay.
So my New Year's stuff starts long before December 31st, long before January. I'm not waiting until January 1st to say this year it's new me. No. If I want it to happen in 2025, I need to have that plan going around fourth quarter, the year before.
That's fair.
So if you want specifics, fourth quarter, things I'm working on is stabilizing all businesses and just systems and processes full on go. She knows what I'm talking about. And if you'd like to know what I'm talking about, you can't. Some things are just between us, okay? It's not all for the podcast. Guess what?
What?
We've got some Ask the Black Kids.
Ooh, let's go.
Our first one, subject is in need of relationship advice. Aren't we all? Hello, I am a 30-year-old female dating a 46-year-old female. We've been dating for 3 years. 6 months into our relationship, we would always have spicy time. Now it's died down. She claims it's because she doesn't feel sexy or it makes her nervous because now sex has a meaning. When we do have sex, it's good. In March, I found she emotionally cheated with a friend. It was 2 weeks before our 3-year anniversary. She doesn't plan anything for us. She has become lazy and depressed. Life has been rough lately. I always encourage her, always washing both of our clothes, making her lunches for work, etc. I've told her in April, a couple days before my birthday, that I would like for her to be more productive and helpful in the house. She now does dishes occasionally, but I'm still doing housewife duties. I can't bring up my feelings about anything to her without it starting into an argument. What should I do? Can this relationship be fixed?
Wow. So
I'm just the announcer, baby. They come for you.
No, I think you're gonna
They
have
come
to
for your wise
You're
words.
gonna have to weigh in on this for sure. You have more of the experience here. My point of view is yes, that the relationship can work if it's truly built on meaningful feelings. There seems to be everyone's favorite thing, a lack of communication. And maybe they need someone to help lead that conversation. And she says that she tried, and that it often ends in argument. So sometimes you need a little help with an unbiased person. So maybe some therapy or a pastor or a friend, or, well, I guess a friend could have some biases, but to maybe start the conversation, and maybe she needs to just express those things. And then also it sounds like the girlfriend might have some other issues they're dealing with. She said like depression and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, normally, I mean, not normally, but in a relationship, it's not just your stuff and the union. It's like 3 different things, right? You got the union stuff, you got your stuff, and you got their stuff. So sometimes there's like an off balance of things, or more negative in one lane or the other. So it just needs a readjustment. But if they want more initiation, then that needs to be vocalized. So I don't think it's a done thing, but I do think there needs to be a discussion, and there needs to be some, actual execution of work to get to where they want it to go.
What does that execution of work look like?
I don't know. They have to decide on that together.
What do you recommend?
She said that it sounded like, she wants some dates. Sometimes people are like, oh, I just want spontaneity, but at a minimum, maybe every, second Friday is date night. Maybe you have to initiate something to help, keep those things going. Sometimes it can't just be, I just want something to happen. I just want some spice. Well, you might have to help, urge it along a little bit, and then maybe it'll turn into something. I'm not sure.
Okay. I think there are a number of things to look at. There's a 16-year age difference.
Yeah.
I can tell you your energy levels at one age and 16 years later might be a little different.
Just a tad.
And not even just energy, not even just libido, but just also focus. Focus can change. But you mentioned that she's been depressed, and being depressed greatly depresses the libido. So that sounds like it's probably a bigger thing than you may even know. And everything you described about your relationship sounds like a relationship of someone with untreated depression. So I would greatly encourage you to encourage your partner to take care of her mental health. And then at the same time, you guys have to take care of the status of the union. So, and let me not, it would be remiss to not say that you also need to take care of your mental health.
Yes.
So the emotional cheating, that will take work, as all things do. Can your relationship be saved? So let's see. I want to make sure I respond to what you wrote. Can this relationship be fixed? I never liked the word fixed.
Right, because fixed means like a one and done thing. So
I never liked the word fixed.
Right.
Like I would fix something and then just keep going as it is. Like I'm fixing it to stay the same. I think you don't want to stay the same. So I would look at it as, how do the two of you build towards your shared future? How do you develop shared meaning going forward? And what does forward look like? Do you both want to go forward? And how can you both support one another to be the individuals that create this shared meaning in the relationship?
I agree with all of that.
You asked, what should I do? I can't bring up my feelings about anything to her without it starting into an argument. Chances are, when you're bringing up your feelings, it's sounding like an attack to your partner. This doesn't mean that you don't get to express your feelings, and it doesn't mean that they get to put up, oh, you're attacking me, because then you would be invalidated in the relationship, and that's not how a relationship works. But it means that you two need to decipher the blocks. So it would take a lot of like individual attention to say that. I can't really do that on a podcast. But as my wonderful wife mentioned, perhaps couples counseling. What is often recommended is individual therapy for you, individual therapy for her, and then couples counseling. So like 3 therapists. I would tell you a strong couples therapist might even be the best start to address not just what's going on, but the depression and how it's playing a role in the union. So that is what I would recommend starting with.
Yeah, so, I agree with that.
I don't want to repeat everything you said, but everything she said.
Good luck too. I think any relationship that you've invested that time and you feel that you're still wanting that relationship is worth salvaging, like to a certain extent. And it doesn't seem like any of those are deal breakers. So once you get in there, I don't know what that will look like, but
you know what I'm getting a little stuck on?
What?
It's that our writer is doing most of the chores in the house. And I wonder, they've been together 3 years. I wonder what was their agreement? What was the discussion of roles and how we're going to divide things? What is the expectation?
That's fair. I think that's commonly something that's not discussed.
Yeah, it's often overlooked and just assumed.
Yeah.
Depression can affect that for sure. Depression can definitely affect someone's ability to take care of their regular activities of daily living. However, this probably isn't the healthiest therapist thing for me to say, but if you got enough mojo in you to have an emotional affair,
Yeah.
you could probably wash some clothes and dishes.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's not what they want to do. So I think that's the part where you have to figure out
the emotional
therapy.
affair. The emotional affair is more layered than just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there's something else there, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's why there's a lot of discussion that needs to go on there, and then maybe they just think the partner just thinks they're just complaining about doing all the work or something,
Yeah,
and not really understanding how it feels, like how it's really like the detriment of it.
Yeah,
It's heavy on them, and so
I don't want you to feel. I don't want you to walk on eggshells, like you can't express your feelings, especially given her depression. But you also don't want to invalidate what she's experiencing. So there is the balance that you two need to develop.
yeah. Yeah.
So my real answer, which is probably the answer I give all the time, is talk to a third party.
Yep.
In our next Ask the Black Kids, the title is Still Grieving. I, 31-year-old female, and partner, 40-year-old male, connected during the pandemic. Things started out good, but I noticed issues with his boundaries. He has one child, 16 years old, that manipulates interactions with himself and mother. He started lying about small things, saying that he was going to hang out with friends, but actually going to the movies, taking them shopping as a family to secure the 16-year-old's feelings. I stayed around, understanding the situation, and allow him to move in with me a year later. As we continue to figure things out, 6 months later, he found a place to ensure his child, and she, I believe that's the mother, will always have a home to come to. Within that time, we discussed a bigger place that was better, and I would later move in to bound our family. I don't have kids and was open to an older man with an older child. No problem, right? Wrong.
Ooh.
Fast forward to present, 4 years later. We haven't moved in. The child is now out of high school. He lost the place we were going to build a home and found out he was now staying with the mother of his child a week before we planned to move in together.
Oh.
When I found out, he gaslit me saying, I was having challenges. I can't afford child support. I'm baffled. The child is now 19 years old. What child support? I really love this man. He never showed any infidelity of any sorts, always around, answered my calls, handled my needs, paid bills, and kept my mental secure. Now I feel stupid and lost. What kind of man have I encountered? I felt he kept his double life well-rounded. Don't know how to move forward. I feel like I can't find a man that will stimulate my mind, my body, and comprehension to grow as a woman. I'm terrified to even date again with today's society. Help.
Wow. Nah, I think you're going to start that one, honey. That's a lot there.
It's a lot there because I think at the end, she was talking about fears about dating.
Yeah, I think that's done.
But she's grieving the relationship and she really loved him. So I'm guessing that some of this is fairly new for her.
Mm-hmm. That sucks.
To be clear, you need to end this relationship. This relationship needs to end. I don't know why you couldn't move in 4 years. 4 years seems like ample time.
Yeah.
If we plan to move in 2020, move in together by 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
there's too much there.
Especially with a 19-year-old.
Yeah, there's too much there.
And his challenges, you knew he was having challenges, but he failed to mention that part of his challenges entailed moving in with his child's mother. So yeah, when you say that he hid his double life well, that's what he did.
That's it. That's it.
That's what he did. However, I'm going to answer towards the end. When you say, what kind of man have you encountered? You've encountered a duplicitous man. You've encountered a man that could show one face to you, one face to the world. One of my favorite quotes. No man can show one face to the world and one face to himself. Not get confused between the two. I don't remember the exact quote, something like that. I feel like I can't find a man that will stimulate my mind, my body, and comprehension to grow as a woman. I'm terrified to even date again with today's society. Help. I would like to remind everyone that while dating today is hella trash, and yes, there are technological advances in the trashdom of dating, none of these things are new.
Right.
Okay?
I was going to say, I think it's always been like that.
Hey, Pop had a family on this side of town and a family on that side of town, and y'all just didn't have FaceTime. A lot of this stuff isn't new.
Right.
That doesn't help her though. So let me not focus on that. I feel like I can't find a man that will stimulate my mind, my body, and comprehension to grow as a woman. I think that's looking for a little too much at this point because, as the title states, you're still grieving.
Yep.
So this is not the time, really. I would tell you, you are the only people I tell slow down if looking for a relationship. When you're like around 90, okay, if you didn't work out by then, but you're 31, and while you've been through a wild ride with this guy, you're 31.
Yeah.
Take your time to heal.
Yeah.
I know I say sending healing energy a lot. I don't just mean it like to be facetious. Like I actually mean healing energy. And I think healing energy involves time. I think healing energy involves asking yourself what you need, how you want to show up in relationships, and learning to take care of yourself. And I honestly believe that when you learn to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, all that kind of stuff, that is when you attract and are better or best able to allow someone into your life. When I know what works for me, the shenanigans can't get far with me at all because it doesn't align.
Yeah.
So if you understand alignment, if you understand discernment, these aren't just cool words to throw around. If you truly understand them, and if you are intentional, these are the things I always talk about, you will be able to spot the bullshit. Because I promise you, at some point in these 4 years, Buddy wasn't exactly on his square.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
No. There's some things that we're allowed to get away with, probably. Sometimes
I mean, he's been living with her for how long? And you just never, like, you just never stopped by his place?
I would also recommend that, like, if you're looking to get, like, somebody, like the best of somebody, then you want to also present your best self. Mm-hmm. And if you're grieving or still thinking about, that relationship, you're not really giving your best self. So I really think in order to receive what you want, you got to put that out. So oftentimes I talk to people and it's like, okay, well, I think ultimately people just don't want to be lonely. And I understand that, right? They don't want to be lonely, like companionship. But I think there's like, and like, again, I come from a very privileged place because, I have you.
Because you were the real one.
Right. And I haven't had to deal with too much of that, those dynamics, but
all the shenanigans.
Yeah. So, but you can't like expect to get like 100% and you're only given 60. I'm not saying it never happens, but the odds are very like low for that to happen. So like, to me, it's like, if that's what you want, then you have to like really work on yourself and allow for that to come in.
Part of the issue, I believe, is people, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
I don't know this person. I can't say that she's just emotionally unprepared. I can't say she lacks emotional intelligence. I don't know. I don't know. But we're not taught these things. We are not taught these things at any point in life. Most of our parents never learn these things because most of their parents never learn these things. You're not going to learn it in school. How do you learn this stuff? So when you hear me talk about this, I went to school for this and I've done it for a very, very, very long time. So it's easy for me to point out things, but it's not like even though I can point things out in your life, it's not like in my life I have all clarity all the time. No, because I have to keep working at things. Yeah. I think the only difference is I know the things that I have to keep working on because I see it in so many other people. But most people don't have that perspective. So I think a lot of people just think, yeah, I'm ready. I'll date.
Well, I think that's the fear of being alone, honey. Like some people don't want to come home by themselves. They like the idea of having a phone call or having to have someone that they talk to or someone that they call their own, that they're in a relationship with. And I think that's the part where you sacrifice, standards and things because they don't want to be alone. I think that's a hard thing. And I really don't know how to offer solace in that because I don't know what that's like, but I think that's what it is.
I know what it's like. And I'm going to tell you, you're still grieving. So your starting point is taking care of yourself. Your starting point is learning to heal those areas that need healing, putting the attention that you would have put into that relationship on you. I have said this stuff a lot of times. I'm going to keep saying this stuff because this is how you do it. It looks different for everybody, but it's the process is fairly the same. You emailed us. I'm going to email you a copy of my journal.
Awesome.
That's all about how you can heal and take your time. Now is not the time. So you see how I just said I start planning my 2025 in the fourth quarter. You got to sit out a couple quarters. And that's okay. That's okay. It might be one quarter. It might be 4 quarters. It might be 8 quarters. But it's not the rest of your life. And if you can do this work and if you can truly heal, if you can really put that energy inwards and understand you, who you are, be intentional about your identity. All the words I said before, alignment, intention, discernment. When you are walking with that, the shenanigans can't, you just get the shenanigans out of there because it seems anyone can lie to me. Anyone can lie to me. It's not like I'm a human lie detector. But I know when something isn't working for me. Like, like a stomach ache,
Oh, yeah.
That's the vibes. It's going off immediately.
Or it doesn't make sense. And you're like, wait, why doesn't this make sense? Oh, I know why it doesn't make sense because it's not real.
Because that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why. And I'm guessing from the way you wrote this, I'm guessing at a certain point, you allowed him to shenan.
Yes.
Never allow them to shenan once. Because if they shenan once, they will shenan again. It's true. I don't say it just to be funny. I do not have a theme for today. I just have a bunch of stories I've been collecting over time. I don't remember what most of them are. Like to hear it, here it go. My husband wants his lesbian godsister to move in with us temporarily. They've had sex before. Am I wrong for refusing to let her stay with us?
Oh, wow. No.
Is it me, or in this time that we've been doing this show, is it getting crazier?
No.
It's the same level of crazy?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. People are crazy.
Because, people write these sensational titles. You can take out lesbian, you can take out godsister. All we have to know is husband wants this person to move in with us. He's had sex with her before. I don't want her to do that. That's all that,
Yeah, that's it.
That's the core of it.
That's it.
Let's read the story.
Yeah.
My husband and I have been married for a year, together for 3 years. Years before we met, his godsister, mom's best friend's daughter, moved in with my mother-in-law after her mother died. My husband was still living there at the time. They started having sex, and my husband swears it was only out of boredom and convenience.
Damn.
She came out the closet a couple years later and has a long-term girlfriend now.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, she's in town temporarily for work, but her job isn't providing accommodations. My husband would like for her to stay with us since we have a super nice guest space. Claims that they grew up together, and it's the least he can do for someone who's like family.
Nope.
I reminded him that people don't usually screw their family members, but he swears they were just young, stupid, and bored, and it meant nothing, and there was no attraction between them. However, he let it slip once that he spent over $1,000 on Plan B pills while they were sleeping together, so clearly there was a tiny bit of attraction.
Nope.
I straight up told him no, she can't stay with us. I'm just not comfortable with having a woman who's felt my husband's meat sleeping under the same roof. He says I'm being unfair because she's a lesbian now, so there's no threat, and the sex was long ago. but I just can't get over that they were intimate at some point, no matter how long ago and who she's attracted to now. Am I overreacting?
No.
No, you're not.
Not at all.
Matter of fact.
Not at all.
Matter of fact.
No.
If you've ever watched one of our episodes, you know how we feel. I don't care how wonderful my guest space is.
No.
Matter of fact, I don't have a guest space because I live here.
Whenever
we watch these HGTV shows, they're talking about all the rooms they need for guests. I'm like,
I don't need no guests.
Maybe that's selfish of me.
Maybe.
Guess what? I'll never deal with this kind of stupid ass situation.
Never.
Got to explain why I don't want you in my house. It's my house.
Not at all. Nothing at all.
But here's the real crux of this story. I'm going to read you these comments. What the F? $1,000 on Plan B? The pills are like $60. That's an absolute crazy amount of sex. Why didn't they just use a condom?
That's another thing. Oof.
That's 16 Plan B pills. They really needed a Plan A. Original poster says her husband bought 20 packs over the time they were together. Another comment.
They need to get a TV. They're that bored.
Girl is probably infertile now. That's a lot of fucking Plan B. Someone else said, I know everyone is different, but I had to buy my high school girlfriend Plan B twice over a year apart, and it fucked with her hormones. After the second time, we both agreed it wasn't an option, and we needed to be more careful and have a better plan in place. If not, the worst to happen. I can't imagine someone popping them like candy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's putting some sauce on that, but that's type wild, my guy. Type wild.
It means nothing. We're just bored.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a lot of boredom.
Okay. That's like one time where I said you need to buy the PlayStation. that's crazy.
You got all that Plan B money. All that Plan B money.
Just buy the PlayStation.
Boy, you could have bought a PlayStation, some games, online membership, that second controller.
Just buy it. That's ridiculous.
Boy, you need a hobby. Oof, okay. Any thoughts?
No.
Okay.
I'm glad she just said no. See, that wasn't crazy. She just flat out said no. Wasn't no back and forth. No.
I'm not with this shit.
No. What kind of crap is that?
Am I the asshole for going on my birthday retreat by myself without my husband?
Uh-oh. Damn.
We get these stories from time to time. I, 27-year-old female, don't like celebrating birthdays ever since I was a kid. I associate my birthday with lots of traumatic events.
Oh.
So as a grown woman, the only thing I expect on my birthday for it to be as uneventful as possible and have a decent, normal day and have a cupcake because I don't like the taste of cake either.
Oh, wow.
However, my husband for 3 years in a row has actively made it the worst day of my life. Last year, he literally took me to a golfing retreat for 6 hours with his friend and his wife for my birthday, and I don't even golf.
That's terrible.
It was the hottest day of the year.
Damn.
I was just sitting around in the cart watching them play, and to top it off, his friend and wife are in their 40s, and we have nothing in common.
Nothing.
There was no cake or cupcake, and I was stuck between him and his friend for 2 days. So for this year, I have booked myself a 4-day vacation and have decided on not taking my husband so that he can't ruin it for the 4th year now. However, when I told him my plan, he blew up on me and we had a screaming match. So I want to know, am I the asshole? Update. Here's how he ruined it the past. Year 1, he took me to a club, and yes, I'm in a club on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. We were the only 2 people there, and I don't drink.
Damn.
The second year, I had a hardcore, super important, my life depends on a deadline at work. He took me hiking. Thank God for cell phone receptions throughout that. That's the only reason I didn't get fired.
Jeez.
That sounds like sabotage.
That sounds like they're not in the same. They don't speak the same love language there. I don't know what that is.
I would love to know. So, what parts of the marriage are
part
working?
Is that? That's kind of terrible.
It's kind of trashy.
Yeah, I don't know about if you're an asshole. I don't know. It seems like y'all just get assholes together.
Blink twice if you are okay.
Yeah, what is that? That sounds crazy.
I don't know.
Go golfing. Oh. Mm-mm.
Here's one that I saved a while ago now. Ooh, I've been wanting to read this one.
Okay.
Husband's best friend is demanding a public apology from me. Myself, 26-year-old female, and my husband, 28-year-old male, have been together for 11 years, married for 2. When we got married, I had just started a new job, and I did not have enough leave accrued to go on our honeymoon, so we never got the chance.
Oh.
This November, we are going to Japan for about 2.5 weeks, and it has been planned around our wedding anniversary, November 13th.
Nice.
It is also my very first international trip.
Nice.
My husband's best friend, 29-year-old male, has been in a relationship, 26-year-old female, for the past few years. He's very ambitious and has worked himself to the bone to get where he is, so he deserves a break. A few months back, my husband and I went to a travel agency to get a rough idea on how much everything could cost. We then booked everything ourselves for much cheaper within the same week. Husband's best friend got wind of the trip and self-invited himself and his girlfriend to come along, copying our dates, fly-in movements to each city, and flying back home. I brought it up to my husband multiple times that I did not want his best friend coming on the trip, let alone with the exact same dates. He didn't see the issue. I compromised and asked him to get his best friend to come a week later. Husband's best friend has known my husband much longer than I have, so I had thought that my husband could sort it out. He dismissed it.
Ooh.
Fast forward around a month, we have a group dinner. I should also mention that husband's best friend moved out of state for his own life, building his career as he has. At this dinner, I was asked about the upcoming trip to Japan, and I let everyone know that while I was excited overall, I was not happy with husband's best friend and his girlfriend coming.
Good for you.
There was no shit talking of any kind. It was literally, I'm quite excited for it. Husband's best friend is coming along too. When the other couple at dinner, I'll name them KP, asked how I felt, I said that it was annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it since my husband didn't really stop husband's best friend from self-inviting and booking everything. KP started talking to my husband, trying to convince him to sort it out, as it wasn't fair on me to have other people come on my first international trip and our honeymoon. That conversation took maybe 5 minutes. Once it was done, we all went back to having our laughs. Moving forward, I kept biting my tongue while at the same time hinting to my husband that I really didn't want his best friend coming on the trip. Moving forward another month or so, KP asked if it had been addressed. I said no. Then I got into my feelings, and when my husband was about to get off one of his regular gaming sessions with best friend, I told him to sort it out before I do. I could hear his best friend trying to bullshit his way through it, as he always does, so I snapped. I got emotional. I started crying and screaming at best friend over Skype. Fuck him. How dare he intrude? Why can't he get off my husband's dick? Why didn't he ask me if it was okay to come? He's so disrespectful. Fuck his ego. That led to a fight between husband and myself. I immediately regretted how I handled it, but I left it all alone for a couple of days as I did not want to come off fake when addressing everything and apologizing. A few days later, I reached out through text and explained step by step why I felt the way I did and apologized repeatedly for my actions. His response was half making it about him and half, I appreciate the apology, but I need time alone. He needs time alone, but he got time to go on a trip with you. I told him that I respected his decision and that I would leave that line of communication open for him to reach out if he is ever ready to. That was the last point of contact on my end. Now for extra context, here, KP are going through IVF and recently announced that they are pregnant. They are planning their gender reveal for late September and husband's best friend will be attending. I have chosen to not reach out since last time as I feel I have left the ball in his court. In saying that, I also have a new job to focus on. I came back from work today to my husband telling me that 1, his best friend is coming to the gender reveal, and 2, he's gotten over everything. But he's asking for me to apologize to him in front of the entire event for what I did because he feels humiliated.
Oh, no.
My issues with this. 1, I did not talk shit about him when, you are explaining way too much.
Too much.
1, I did not talk shit about him when it was brought up at the previous dinner. I talked about my issues with him coming. 2, he's demanding a public apology from me at his close friend's event. Not a regular event, but their gender reveal. Where it is both friends and families attending.
It's ridiculous.
He has not apologized to me for intruding on my honeymoon, yet I apologized repeatedly for the way I reacted. That was number 3. And number 4, further to point 2, he wants to make his friend's event all about him. That
That's
itself
terrible.
doesn't sit right with me.
Nope.
The fact that he is demanding that I apologize to him in front of everyone at this event really rubs me the wrong way, especially since all the boys in the friend group have been mates since high school.
There's too much drama. No.
So there are, So many comments. Oh, so many.
Is that the end?
Yeah, that's the end.
That's crazy. What was the question? Is she an asshole?
This was posted in True Off My Chest.
Oh, just off her
She's
chest.
just trying to get it off her chest.
She sure did get too much off her chest. She was too much explaining there. I don't know what kind of husband
1, 2,
that
3,
is.
and 4.
I don't know what kind of relationship that is.
Funny you say that. Funny you say that, lover.
What?
First comment. Your husband's best friend isn't the issue. Your husband is.
Yes.
He's spineless.
Correct. What kind of shit is that? There's no discussion.
Oh, now I remember.
What?
We about to get into this.
Okay.
So that's just the beginning.
Okay.
Edit. This is from the person that left the comment. Original poster's post history. I have been cheating on my husband since I found out about his cheating back in 2020.
What?
So on Reddit, you can see what people have posted before, right?
Oh.
That's why a lot of times people just
I
make a
never
new
did.
account to post crazy things.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I don't do that. You don't do that. We got other shit to get to. But
Okay.
people on Reddit, they've got time.
Mm-hmm.
So here's where it starts going off the rail. Check OP's post history. She's been cheating on her husband for the entire marriage. This changes things. Sounds like they've both been cheating, to be honest. Match made in heaven. Suddenly, these are just different comments. Another comment says, suddenly the friend crashing the honeymoon isn't the problem. These two staying faithful to each other seems to be the bigger issue. And then she deleted the post. Oh, she deleted. This is over a month ago, right? She deleted this post that I just read, but not fast enough because the people of Reddit had already saved it. So someone else says, she said they've been together for 11 years. They're high school sweethearts. That comes with so much history most of the time, being a teenager and in love, but all the growing up things are hard. I ended up leaving my high school sweetheart first love in my mid-20s after so much shit. Now I constantly quote myself with, if it starts in high school, it should end in high school. Anything you want to say to that?
No.
Do you agree?
No.
Oh, okay. Someone else said, I'm a strong opponent to the high school sweethearts crap. I tell my daughters all the time, the people you know in high school will not be the same person in even 5 years from now. Don't get invested in any of them except for best friends. You believe in that?
No.
High school sweethearts will never work. That's the streets is saying. Could never work. You ever had a high school sweetheart?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Pretty great.
Okay. Someone else said, nah, he did it on purpose. He definitely told the friend the entire trip itinerary. Duh. How else would he know? They're going from city to city. How would this guy know city to city?
These comments
I
is
think
also
I'm
a
gonna
little
leave.
whack.
Yeah.
These whack comments. To me, it's nothing to discuss. Her and the husband, if we're going on a honeymoon, ain't nobody else coming with me. That's just the end of that. So I don't even understand how that's even like up for discussion. Like,
Then they changed it into something else that they've been together since they were 14 and 17. Seems like they never left high school. Then someone said 14 and 17. Oh, no. 3 years apart usually isn't a big deal, but it is when one is a child and one is nearly an adult. Those 3 years make a difference. Again, oh my God.
what is this? I don't understand what this has to do with this thing here.
Because the people of Reddit said, man, forget this story. Let's make our own story.
Yeah,
it's way more interesting.
Because that one had that has no like interest. I want a public apology in front of everybody. All that shit. It's just like, that's too much drama.
Basically, if I can sum it all up.
That?
No. You're all full of shit. Yeah. You're cheating on him. He's cheating on you. He's cheating with the best friend probably. I don't know what's going on.
I don't even know if there's cheating. All of it is just too much drama. You playing a game and you cussing people out through a game? How do people have time for all this? I don't get it. How do people have time to be? I'm gonna go off on you in the game, and I want a public apology in front of all the people at their gender reveal. Like what? I kick everybody out.
If I apologize to someone, and they told me, okay, the apology's cool, but I need a public apology, I would tell them, okay. Mm-hmm. Please pull out your phone. See? Mm-hmm. Now go to your Maps app, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see right around here is where you got me fucked up at. What? I need a public apology.
No, I'd have been like, okay, pull out your phone, go to contacts, and just delete that. Don't call me no more. Like, don't call or text or nothing. I really don't understand how people have just so much time for stuff.
I mean, they got time to listen to an hour and 20-minute podcast.
That's entertaining. Not to be going back and forth, but I need an apology publicly.
Some of this stuff is just entertainment for people.
No, I'm going to go in your honeymoon with my girlfriend. Like, what the hell?
I got some more stories.
You want to get something?
You said you had some. I'm just biding my time till you jump in.
Oh, no, I'm waiting for you to pass the baton. I always told you that. I got one here that's not about relationships.
Give it to us.
Sat down on my friend's MacBook and broke it. Offered to pay her the money for it, but now she wants more because she was going to upgrade anyway. So it's this, or she will sue me in small claims court. This is funny. So let me get to the story here. I had some of my friends over at my house, and one of my friends invited one of her other friends to come over. She had her MacBook on my couch when I sat on it and broke it. Since it was completely my fault, I offered to pay her the money for it, and she agreed. She got it 3 years ago, and it cost $2,200 at the time. I told her I'd wire her the money in a week to her bank account. She's now emailed me saying that as per our conversation, she's expecting the $2,700 that I have agreed for. I didn't know why she added the extra money, so I got her number from my friend and called her to find her telling me she's now expecting me to pay for her new upgraded MacBook since she was upgrading anyhow. She said if I don't agree to do that, she'll be suing me in small claims court. Can a judge agree to that? Should I wire her the $2,200 or should I just tell her to go sue me?
I'm not a lawyer. But I'll say a few things. I have watched many, many episodes of Law & Order SVU. So I have some law background, obviously.
Okay.
But I'm not a lawyer. I just played one with Olivia Benson. Shout out, Bay. You agreed that there are some lawyers that would be able to say none of this was your fault whatsoever. And erroneously, you offered $2,200, but that was out under duress or something. There's some lawyer that would argue all that shit.
Yeah.
But you agreed to pay the $2,200 to this person. It wasn't their
It wasn't
friend.
her friend. It was a friend of a friend.
So you weren't even invited to my shit. And whatever. You agreed to pay the $2,200. Pay the $2,200. If that person wants to sue you for $500, let them sue you for $500. Because when you go in front of Judge Judy, that person is going to be denied, and they're going to have to pay your court fees and their court fees. So if you want to honor what you said, which let's have integrity. You said you would pay it. You feel it was your fault. Pay the $2,200. Now, you can take the $2,200 out in all hundreds, maybe in all 20s. And when you give it to the person, just throw it in their face, like smack them with the money. That still counts as giving it to them. But no, you don't have to give them $2,700. You don't have to give them $2,200. You have to give them the cost of the laptop at the time, to be honest. But maybe that's conjecture. Give them the $2,200 if you feel like it.
Yeah. I think that was actually like super generous because what the hell is the MacBook doing on the couch in the first place? Like, that's where you sit. And you a friend. Like, what kind of party? You came over, you put the damn thing on the, like, I'm not saying, I did sit on it, I broke it, let's work this out.
You would definitely break it if you sat on it.
Probably, but I don't, like.
You got a lot going on.
Like, the whole thing is just broke,
Okay, no, but you know what? You offered.
Yeah.
Stick by your word.
If that person did that. But then if I offer something and then you going to try some BS like that, though, I rescind the offer. I rescind. I done changed my mind now.
Because
now you made me think about it, and now I've changed my mind. It's over.
If she was going to upgrade anyway, she was going to spend $2,700.
Yep.
She just got $2,200 for an old
computer.
3
years old.
That she was going to upgrade anyway.
3 years old.
So she just got her $2,700 computer for $500.
Correct.
So no, don't play
Yeah.
with me, fam.
Well, I have an update.
If you want to sue me, sue me. I don't. Can you sue for $500 in small claims? Is that enough?
You can.
Okay. Have fun.
I have an update here. I went through every single comment from the 200 plus ones, and I sincerely thank each and every one of you. I did some research specifically for repairing the screen for the MacBook.
Oh, the screen broke.
And for her particular model.
If you don't get
it's around $310 for the screen and the labor cost. So I wrote her back saying that since she didn't accept my initial offer of $2,200, I'm withdrawing that offer and offering to pay for the repair costs. She sent me an email calling me a bitch and that she's going to take me to court.
let's go.
I got served a few days later and went to court. I told the judge I gave her 3 options to choose from.
What did Judy say?
1, either to write her a check for a brand new one, which was $2,200. 2, give her a refurbished one from the Apple or third party, or even use, which would be around $1,400. Or 3, fix her current MacBook since the screen is the only thing affected here and will cost around $300 plus labor. I printed out the email and I sent her in the mail. She sent back refusing, demanding the $2,700 and calling me a bitch and saying we'll go to court.
Let's go.
Plus screenshots for the price quotes from different websites for a new, refurbished, and a screen fix for the particular model and gave it to the judge.
What Judy said.
I also told him that when I offered at the very beginning to get her a new one from the Apple store, she said, no, I want the money in cash.
Okay, what math is
When
that?
I told her I'd give her $2,200 for a new one, she said okay, but later came asking for $2,700 because she wants to upgrade. I tried to show him how it's clearly visible that she's trying to take advantage of me. She gave the judge an attitude almost the whole time, which
smart.
really pissed the judge off and helped my case, I guess. After listening to both of us, he ruled that I pay 50% of the repair costs since she negligently left her laptop on the couch. I'm only going to be paying more than $200 to $250 for the whole thing. If it weren't for you guys, I would have paid $2,200 instead of around $200. And I honestly loved her look at the end as we walked out.
Play stupid games.
I thought that was amazing.
You were dumb.
That's dumb.
You were dumb. You really tried to run it up.
That's dumb.
You thought you hit a lick.
I mean, my gosh. Man.
That's the entitlement. That's the entitlement shit I'm talking about.
Man, what kind of person is that? It was my laptop. It was when I'd be mad. I'd be like, you gonna pay me $2,200? I'd be like, man, that's a little too much. You gonna pay me $2,200? Like, I'd be like, that's a lot of money. That's crazy. No, that 22 is 27.
Yeah, she thought she was a gangster.
Yes.
She thought she was.
She thought she was Debo. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope.
She thought she was Debo. Turned out she was really Ezel. Because I steal. I don't kill.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, what?
You a dummy.
That's a dummy.
You a dummy. You a crooked, larcenous dummy.
Oh my gosh. What
Now,
a loser.
original poster. Take out that $200-something in ones. And Judge didn't say you had to hand it.
Oh, I loved it.
I'm not going to
I
fetch that
loved
money.
it. Oh, then you're going to go into the courtroom like you know, uppity. Judge said, oh, really? Okay, I got you.
It always works well. Some judges are out of control with their ego and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Which is why I always recommend giving the judge an attitude. In my personal Law and Order SVU career, that's why I've won all those cases. Again, I'm not a lawyer. What else you got for us?
You want another one?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I can get you another one. Let's see.
What a dummy.
So I think I'm going to do this one right here. It is a relationship thing here, but am I the asshole for refusing to help a friend who didn't invite me to their wedding?
Depends.
For about 11 years now, I've 37 male, have been pretty close to, let's call him John, 38 male. We met at a job in my mid-20s and were pretty regular company until the pandemic. where our hangout, including a circle of mutual friends, has taken to decline, but isn't extinct. John and his partner, let's call her Jane, 36 female, have been together for about 8 years now, engaged for a little under 2 years. Both with a child from previous relationships, so they have taken trips with their kids near yearly, and I've been happy to help visit John's, now their home, and check on things, take care of their animals, etc. while they're gone. I've helped them out with other projects tasks over the years, and most recently picked up Jane from the airport returning from a work trip and got her home this past winter during a snowstorm because my vehicle can handle it. Generally, I have been present and helpful on top of our base friendship. About 5 weeks ago, I find out from a mutual friend their wedding is coming up, and invites went out a while ago. Everyone in our circle but me was invited.
Damn.
As a gay guy, I've experienced being iced out of some of my straight friends' lives and events in ways minor and pronounced. But this one has definitely been something that has had me thinking about my time and energy with people. I decided I would take the hint and begin to distance myself. 3 days ago, John texts me asking if I'm around in early to mid-August. I say I am. John asks if I wouldn't mind visiting like I have before to look after the animals and property. I said, sorry, I can't. He calls to talk about it. We run through the same conversation, polite but a bit tense. So I finally say, I just won't be visiting your home. After a moment of silence, I bring up that I'm disappointed that I appear to be the only person in our group of friends not invited to the wedding, and that I can't be helping like I have before if I'm just a background friend at this point. I wrap up the call positively and sincerely with me wishing them a good wedding and trip, and that maybe we can grab drinks soon. Jane reaches out 2 days ago, sending follow-up texts saying John is upset about what I said and with her because she made the final calls about friend invites, and that I am taking this the wrong way. There's only so much capacity, and that the others in our group have partners that took up space. She adds that she hopes I'll change my mind and help them out because it would put John's mind at ease. I'm not entitled to the company of others or invitations of anyone's events, but I am wrong for setting my own boundaries in response to theirs. I try not to frame my friendships as transactional, but they obviously want something out of me here despite their not inviting me and then avoiding even bringing it up until they need me with covering their honeymoon. So are they the asshole for not helping out?
Of course not. Of course not. They're the assholes.
Yeah.
Hey, no. You're a real friend. Just other people took precedent, and they're partners that we don't even know are like. They were just more important.
Yeah. It took up all the space.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anyone.
Yeah.
So why would I extend that?
By the way, come watch our animals.
I need you to clean, check the mail and make sure there's no moldy fridge.
No, we're cool.
Yeah.
When you're doing something for me.
When you're doing something for me.
Yeah. If I need something, I think of you.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
like get down to the airport and pick her up.
Yeah. What she says? Because John's really upset with what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's an update.
You're taking it the wrong way.
There's an update. Yesterday afternoon, a few days after John made the initial contact that led to this altercation, he reached out by text telling me the following. I want to take you up on that drink tomorrow if possible, and I want to apologize for my royal fuck-ups in person. I agreed to meet. After we kicked off with a round of shots, John's first line was that he failed me as a friend in his situation. With non-family invites, Jane apparently seemed very preoccupied with a philosophy of couples over singles at the wedding. And he had previously voiced that he felt it was exclusionary and silly, but I guess Jane prioritized couples on the first round of friend invites and told John that it would be easier to fit in others after receiving RSVPs. John backed out and says he felt that going along with her initial plan of inviting the rest of our circle, who are, God bless them, coupled up, and not me, and had faith that RSVP thing would materialize. She ended up using a bit of the space to plug in some more family.
Okay.
John admitted he basically folded and felt ashamed enough that he could not find a way to tell me. He knew reaching out to me about the favor was a risk, but took it anyways because he wanted someone he could trust. And my response was a materialization of everything he feared would happen, and in his words, deservedly so. He told me a wedding should be a gathering of your family and company who have been a part of your lives and who want to be a part of your lives. And I fit the bill to him by any measure. He, trying to accurately paraphrase, said I've done more than most of the people on the guest list for him and his family over their relationship, including help making memories and trip coverages and helping build their back deck with him and share meals and host events over the last 6 years.
Damn.
He got visibly upset when he said, with the shot and the drinks we're sipping on were starting to kick in, that he can't believe Jane even considered holding my single dating status against me after I got her home safely during a snowstorm earlier this year, and that he did not more adamantly confront that bullshit reasoning that instant she voiced it. Yeah. He is even more pissed for Jane reaching out to me in the manner she did after my original phone call with him. John acknowledged it would come off as a hollow at this point, but after a few exchanges with Jane, said there would be no more nonsense and I would at least get a proper invite +1 if I wanted, and they would make it work if it was desired by me at this point. He said he is not going to try to do panicked damage control, but will be upfront with the circle, like he was with one of his faults, because he and Jane deserve the blowback and he needs to earn trust back, if that's all possible. He also made it Jane's problem to find a friend who can come out 9 days in a row to care for their home and pets. With a smirk, he said she's having a hard time securing it and may likely have to hire help. I told John I greatly appreciated his owning up to this, and it was good to see the friend I had shine through there. I told him that I have always appreciated him and Jane's friendship, so it hurt when I was excluded and not even addressed. I felt that close enough anyways, and I obviously don't mean to complicate his wedding. I've always thought him and Jane were great for each other, earnestly. I have supported them as best as I can. I have been confused about what I have done or haven't done to be iced out. I also admitted it's hard to trust Jane again if she's been weighing the validity of my presence based on my relationship status, and added with some humor, it's not like I haven't been trying and you guys haven't met some of my previous long-term partners. He said he doesn't get it either, and she has at least one good friend who is single that she may have burned a bridge with as well over the wedding philosophy she had. John said the fault is his for not stepping up on my behalf and that he's sorry.
True.
While he feels I wouldn't expect otherwise, and I agree. He is very lucky to have her in his life and thinks their marriage is a positive development for them, and even told her this whole situation will have him questioning and second-guessing her judgment on social matters with his friends and for the foreseeable future. Before we parted ways in the parking lot, we gave each other a bro hug, and John's voice broke a bit when he said he was sorry one last time, and I think mine did too when I forgave him. It was legitimately surprising and therapeutic to have John be so frank and accountable, but unlike the friend I've known for most of my adult life. It was bittersweet, being all things considered a makeup, but also a breakup of sorts that was previously an unquestioned and unassumed strong trust. Maybe we can get there again. It seems impossible, and it'd be nice. I'm sitting here after weeks of big feelings stewing on a different shade of big boy feelings now. Thanks for processing with me, Reddit. I think he kind of stood on his thing.
I'm glad his friend showed some integrity.
Yeah.
I like that. Should he go to the wedding?
I don't know. It's up to him.
It's totally up to him.
Yeah. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would. Maybe I would go, but I wouldn't watch the house. Because, like, even if I was a little pissed off about that whole thing, he says he still cared about his friend, and he had been there, and he thought that there was a good marriage and that sort of thing. So I wouldn't want to miss that. I think that's why he was hurt originally anyhow, right? So I wouldn't want to let that get in the way of that, right? Because he brought it up, he addressed the situation, and John went through that thing. So it's like, part of that healing process. I wouldn't want it to stay on that, just being stubborn. But I wouldn't watch the house.
I think if he wants to go to the wedding, he goes. If he doesn't, he doesn't. In no way, shape, or form should he watch the house or the pets.
No, that to me is off the table. You got to earn that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your friendship, as he said, is probably a goodbye more so than a lot of things. So, oftentimes, married people don't know how to be friends with single people. Oftentimes, people with kids don't know how to be friends with people without kids.
Yeah.
She had her reasonings. They are stupid and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ultimately, not terrible.
Not terrible, but that was pretty fucked up.
I mean, her line of thinking was pretty toxic.
I knew you were gonna get it in there.
What's that?
It's toxic, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What you got?
It's time for Toxic Confessions.
Woo-hoo!
I've been lying to everyone about my work for years now. I've been lying about my job to everyone I know, friends and family alike. It's been eating me alive, especially when I have to lie to my wife. They all think I'm some surgical technologist in the Army, but in reality, I'm a cook.
Oh, Lord.
It all started in May of 2017. It was my final test to pass AIT, Advanced Individual Training for those who don't know, and go to Hawaii for my second phase of training. I aced the surgical scrub and killed it on the mock appendectomy. I had this test in the bag until I missed a break in sterility, which was an automatic fail. I had to meet with a panel of instructors, and they explained there was no class to move me to, so I could try again, and so I needed to be reclassified to a new job. I was devastated. It became my biggest shame and still is to this day. I was allowed to finish the course with my class and friends, but when they left for phase 2, I didn't get on the bus with them. I was hit with needs of the Army, and the Army needed cooks, so that's what I became. I passed that AIT and got stationed in Fort Carson, where I met my now wife. When we met, I don't know why, but I immediately blurted I was a surgical technologist. She thought it was amazing and that I was so smart to have gotten such a job, so I kept running with the lie. I've told her everything from I'm just stuck on an awful detail to it's part of some training I was saddled with. She's never once not believed me. My parents and her parents believe it as well. I just Google the local hospital unit and use what I learned to make up stories and things to tell them.
Wow.
He had a little update. Thank you all so much for your advice and words of wisdom. I talked with her last night when I came home and just came clean. She said she didn't care what I did for work and she wished I was just upfront with her when we met.
Wow.
Nah, there's just something wrong there. There's definitely something wrong there.
What do you mean?
There's something's not real in this story, or he's left out a huge detail. It started in May of 2017. He had chances, but he had to take the cooking detail just to be able to do it.
Right.
Okay.
How many times you had to go back? Did you keep failing the thing?
I don't know, but if he was doing so well and he had that one error, he could have taken the test. He wasn't kicked out. It wasn't I can never do it again. I just can't move forward until I do it again. That was 2017.
Yeah. I don't know.
This was posted 2 days ago.
How often are you allowed to do that? I don't know.
I'm guessing more than once every 7 years. I don't know, but I'm guessing.
I don't know.
So I think there's some details missing.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He didn't smell like food?
So he said, because someone's really breaking down some Army stuff. So he said, it's very hard, actually. I've been trying to reclass again, but it takes an act of Congress to get one, it seems. Maybe. Again, I don't know. But 7 years is a long time to lie. And in our last toxic confession, my future wife is 7 years older than me. She has brown skin, red hair, and freckles. We are getting married in November. She bought a facial youth regeneration package to smooth out wrinkles and give her face a youthful glow for our wedding. She bought fillers, face shots from a TikTok influencer here in Atlanta. For $200, she received a facial filler injections and an upkeep kit from a fake doctor who worked out of a hotel room.
No.
Would you like to guess what happened?
No.
My future wife looks like a Chucky doll.
Oh, my gosh.
Bloated, plastic cheeks,
No.
Like she has a mouthful of golf balls.
God damn.
Everyone is horrified and tells her it's not that bad.
No.
The fillers will dissolve.
No.
I pushed her to report the woman to police, although we can't sue because my future wife signed a release.
Damn.
Wife got ready to sue, but when she showed me the doctor who did this, my heart sank. The doctor is a stalker I had a fling with out of boredom.
No.
I had to block her number. Stalker knows I'm getting married, and I know she did this to my future wife's face on purpose. How do I proceed without ruining my future marriage?
Oh, no. That's beyond toxic. That's insane. That's insane.
At this point, I need one of y'all who do these crazy things and get away with it to write that story.
How is that possible? Oh my gosh.
I mean, it might be possible through some help from ChatGPT, but we don't know.
But
we
why?
don't know.
But why $200? No.
They do crazy things.
No.
They do crazy things off this social media, dear.
Oh boy, babe.
It gets wild.
All the lines, all the stuff will be there. I'm not getting rid of any of it. So just know that.
Okay.
Okay.
That was an odd PSA.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
I don't want to look like no Chucky doll.
You don't want to look more like a Chucky doll.
I don't look like a Chucky doll.
You got the laugh.
No.
You got the laugh. You got the laugh.
And you knew exactly what they're talking about because you've seen the Chucky doll face. Because you'll ask me, like, what happened there?
Oh, I don't think those people look like Chucky, though. Sometimes I legit see people, I'm like, oh, your face hurt. Yeah. Like, it just looks like it hurts. Like, you see the lip be all like dented in and shit.
So like that's like some people's preference, I guess.
So but when does it look good?
But I don't know. Maybe that's what they think.
It has to look good at some point, right?
I don't know, honey. I really don't know. That's just not my preference.
I'm not talking about like some Botox. I understand what Botox is. I'm talking about when they go from this to this, when their lips be out here.
Some people like that, clearly.
Who?
I don't know. But
who?
Who
likes it?
Someone. Because it's everywhere.
I hear it said that women do that for men, but at least no man has ever admitted to me.
I was actually looking at an interview with Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Yes. And she was like, women have to become being okay with growing older. You can't be stuck in being at 30.
But these young girls do it too.
That's what she said, that it's just like, but I think from a young, this is what I'm saying, from a younger perspective, I think that's just the look.
I saw a video and they asked all these women, what do men like? And they said BBL, 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 BBL. Then they asked all these dudes, natural. Now, obviously someone likes the BBL.
Some men like the BBL.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's a huge disconnect because who is all that for? So,
I asked someone once before what made them do that. And they did a plethora. They had like a whole bunch of stuff that they did. And they were very young. I'm talking about like 25 or so, right? And I was like, well, just what would you want to do that? And they were like, it commands attention. They were actually seeking the attention that they get.
Okay.
So I said, oh, okay. All right. Well, to each his own.
You should get whatever you want done.
I do. I feel like, that's...
You should get whatever you want done. I honestly believe that.
I do.
But I also believe there's an epidemic of, let's say, post-Kardashian era need for certain things. Like, because I don't even think I'm talking about fillers. There's a specific thing that's done. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know anything about that world.
But I always think, man, did someone punch them? Like, because it looks like it's like
a platypus.
Damn.
What?
You talking shit about platypus?
That's just some people do. But like some people like that though. So, it's to each his own.
We all know what I like, baby.
I'm just letting you know that's not happening.
I'm just letting you know too. It's not happening.
I'm not doing. I do not have the appetite for that.
You good? I'll allow it. You good? You good? Don't worry.
You allow it.
That's crazy too because he wanted to marry you, Maybe she feels self-conscious that she's older than him, but he wanted to marry you the way you looked. You weren't doing all that. So for the wedding, you're gonna do all that? That's kind of.
People get caught up like that, though.
You can Photoshop all that if you really so.
They get caught up like that, though. That's But to each his own. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, honestly, I think you should get whatever you want done.
Yeah.
But she wasn't happy.
She wasn't happy with herself, clearly.
But she's not happy with what happened because she went to
somebody for $200.
Well, I mean that was a wild twist. So both the influencer and the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor, I don't know that. The doctor
That's kind of
seemed a little extra.
$200.
I was really believing it up until the
$200. $200.
Hey, I watched a documentary about like fake injections, specifically in Miami. It's online. It was like a Vice thing, and like they talked to one of the people that would do it, and they were doing these things in back alleys, like literally the back alley. You see them little motels, it'd be like $2 a second. Yeah, they were doing it in those kind of places, and people would pay it. And they're just, he said, well, we were putting anything in there. They were putting like concrete. A girl died.
Damn. See? No, I already don't I don't even trust our like whole like medical institution. Like, you go to the hospital.
I'm doing it in a hotel.
And I'm like already questioning, you sure you got the right, you know what you're doing? Like, you sure? Like, you know? I'm definitely not driving up to some motel. Like, what in the world? Or back of the van. A lot of people do stuff in the back of the van. I can't do it. Well, it is what it is.
Okay. It's a different kind of show.
Yeah.
No direct theme.
No.
All right. Take us out.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Like, follow, subscribe, 5-star review. I got to say that in the beginning from now on.
Yes.
Okay.